ever been on that spiral of should, where you're shooting on yourself, thinking, oh my gosh, I should do more, or I should do this, or I know I should do this thing? Have you ever been on that spiral of should for yourself? Have you ever realized that you might also be on a spiral of should with other people in conversations that you're having? Today, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why you need to be careful about should. The spiral of should could be tanking your reputational capital and vibrational energy, and you may not even know you're doing it to yourself and others. Hi, I'm Laura Orlando, the Stress Commando, and I am the founder and CEO of Down and Dirty Networking. We are a 100% relational networking online community, and today we had our big Conversations and Connections event. Such good conversations, and this topic really came up, and I have some really great testimonies to this. So get up and chat. Let me know where you're watching. Make sure I can see chat here, and join the conversation, because that's really what it's all about. So let's talk a little bit, first of all, about the spiral of should and how this interacts with conversations and networking, and what it has to do with your reputational capital and your vibrational energy. So step number one, let's talk about the two different types of networking. We believe there's two types. One is the traditional networking that you're probably more familiar with, where it's more transactional in nature, where you might have an elevator pitch or 30-second commercials, and you're making an ask of some kind for maybe a job offer, promotion, or maybe for a lead or client or sale. But I believe there's another way of networking that I call relational networking, and that is what Down and Dirty Networking is founded on. And so relational networking is having a meaningful conversation to learn from and about somebody to build lasting and authentic relationships. There are no 30-second commercials. There's no elevator pitches. In other words, there's no pitch slapping allowed. It's having a two-way conversation so that you can build that lasting and authentic relationship. And one of the things that we experienced in our event today, and one of the things we're founded on here at Down and Dirty Networking, is one, treat everybody like your instant best friend. Number two, we want to always raise vibrational energy, and that is really done with our three core tenets: co-elevate, collaborate, and connect. We believe you can't truly connect if you haven't co-elevate and collaborated first. You have to do that. And so the way that you do that is you treat everybody like your instant best friend, and then you listen and you lean into one of our core values, which is talk less, question more. When you're having a conversation with someone, and maybe they're sharing a challenge, you want to be open to ask questions to learn more. Have you ever considered this? Have you thought to do this? Phrasing things in a question gives permission to the other person to say, hey, yeah, I've already tried that. But why are you asking? So that the conversation can be two-way and continuous. Hey, I see some people watching. Jump in here and get up and chat. Let me know where you're watching from. And let me know if this is resonating with you. If you've ever been on that spiral of should. That's what we're talking about today. So let's get on that. One of the things that I used to experience, and to be perfectly honest, I think it's a safe space, I'm guilty of this. I've done this. Not only have I had it done to me, I've done it to other people. And so let me explain, where people are talking about a challenge, or, hey, I'm looking for clients. In the effort to want to help, being so heart-centered and wanted to give everything possible, I'll say, hey, you should do, or you should do, or you should do. When we should on people, we actually lower their vibrational energy. They don't receive it with the intention that we're delivering it, number one. So we tank our reputational capital and we lower our vibrational energy all in one simple breath. And we don't even know we did it. I didn't even know I did it. It wasn't until I really paid attention and made the connection when someone was shooting on me and saying, well, you should do this, you should do this. And I'm thinking, I've already done all of that. Why are you just assuming I haven't? And I realized in the moment how small I felt, how insignificant, unseen, and unvalued. Like, surely I would have thought of that. And even if I hadn't thought of that, I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. What happens is the should gets into my head. I'm like, hey, I should have been doing that. What's wrong with me? Why hadn't I thought of that sooner? And so now I've tanked my vibrational energy, and I'm associated to the question and conversation from you. So that gets attached to you. And so reputational capital gets eroded. And so you need to make sure that you're not shooting on people, and with well-intention, great heart. I know you're a good-hearted person if you're watching this. I see a couple of people watching live. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. And I'm glad for those of you watching on replay. And today in our Down and Dirty Networking event, our Conversations and Connections event, the conversation was definitely an example of the power of questions to avoid the should. Nobody was shooting on each other. It was like, hey, have you thought to this? Wait a minute, why are you asking this? Why did you phrase it this way? It was all about understanding so that there was concrete understanding, no interpretation of what people were saying, and the conversation instantly got more meaningful. The fact that the questions were being asked, especially when they were asking it of me, and I saw it in other members, instantly vibrational energy went up. Instantly vibrational, reputational capital went up from the person asking the questions. So I would suggest to you, don't should on other people when you're having meaningful conversations. Lean in to our relational networking core values here in Down and Dirty Networking. Talk less, question more. Go for understanding. Go for clarity and making sure that you're not interpreting. Saying, hey, what do you mean by that? Explain a little bit more. I have a couple suggestions, but I want to make sure I'm going in the right. And then you frame it that way. Or say, hey, I don't know if you thought about this, but here's something I've done. Would that work for you? This way you give permission to the other person to be in control of what they do, they don't do, free of should. Free of should. So I hope this is helpful, but once I realized I was shooting on other people, here's the cool bonus. Once I realized I was shooting on people when I was doing my conversations, whether I be at work, whether I be at a formal traditional, networking event, or when I was a corporate professional, when I was at any of the mixers that were professional mixers, and I'm shooting on people, not really realizing that's what I was doing. What I realized looking back now, I was in a state of shooting on myself too. So the more that I was shooting on other people, the more I was shooting on myself and taking my own mindset and my own vibrational energy. And I was actually feeling less than. So in a very interesting way, I was taking my own reputational capital with myself. Yeah, let your mind wrap around that one. It took me a while to get that one, but it absolutely happened. So today, up until now, you might have been unintentionally shooting on people. Maybe you were unintentionally shooting on yourself. That stops now. We experienced what the removal of should does in the conversations we had in our event today, and it was absolutely amazing. It was so meaningful, and everybody raised their vibrational energy. They loved it. They walked away with ideas. They walked away feeling good that they were able to contribute in a very meaningful and powerful way to somebody else, as well as be contributed to. Everyone's relational capital, reputational capital went up, and everyone's vibrational energy went up too. So your challenge this week is to remove should. Remove should from the conversations you have with yourself, and remove should from the conversations you have with your coworkers, your clients, your colleagues, your vendors, even your family members. You will be shocked and amazed how this changes everything when you remove should. It's something I work on as a marketing consultant with all of my clients, and it's something I have been working on for years for myself. But I hadn't really connected the dot on what it does in conversations, especially when networking. And today was a perfect example with everybody. So if you attended, thank you so much. You guys did an amazing job in your conversations. I'm still riding the high from all of that. So thank you guys so much. If this was helpful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, or put in the comments or DM me. And if you like these topics and there's something that you've been thinking about that you'd love for me to answer, great. Go ahead and pop it in the comments or shoot me a DM on whatever platform you're watching on, whether it be LinkedIn, YouTube, or on Facebook. And you never know, your question or topic might be a future discussion point here on Networking Know-How. We go live, and I go live sometimes with a guest, sometimes by myself, but I go live for Networking Know-How every Wednesday afternoon, sometime between 3:30 and 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And because I'd been inside all day getting ready for the event, I opted to step outside for a second and get a little bit of sunshine and fresh air to come and talk with you. And so, all right, it's pretty hot right now, so I'm going to go back inside. Make sure you're following Down and Dirty Networking on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Check out the curated playlists of different tips and resources we have on our YouTube channel. And let's keep the conversation going. And then you'll see we have different tips that we post on our Facebook and LinkedIn pages. So make sure to jump in there and join that conversation that is on those pages as well. And until next week, until next Networking Know-How, I can't wait to talk to you in the DMs and comments. But until then, happy networking. Bye for now.